Successfully working from home is a skill, just like programming, designing, or writing. It takes time and commitment to develop that skill. And the traditional office culture doesn't give us any reason to do that. A brilliant quote by Turnbell. In a rapidly changing world, businesses need to transform faster and faster. Now, the vehicles for these transformations are projects. In an ever-changing world, remote work has become the standard for many of us. What does this mean for projects? It means project teams are more geographically distributed. It also means businesses now more than ever need projects to be successful. It means we need to learn how to successfully lead remote project teams. Now, by the way, the principles for leading remote project teams can be applied to leading any remote team. So in this video, I'll share a few valuable lessons I've learned from leading remote project teams. So the first lesson is rethink communication. Communication is the cornerstone of remote project teams. So when a project team is spread across different locations, effective and timely communication becomes vital. Now, I've learned that the most effective communication for a project team may not be the most efficient. With remote teams, I've learned to prioritize effectiveness over efficiency as much as possible. So what do I mean by this? So I'll give an example. So globally dispersed teams are in different time zones. The time of day a message is received can influence how much time people have to process and act on the message. So sending a message at a time that is efficient for my workflow may not be effective for team members who need to act on the message. So think about it. Which messages are you able to pay the most attention to? When during your day can you dedicate time to understand and process information? Now, chances are the optimal time of day for you will not overlap with everyone else in your team. So what can be done about this? So as much as possible, I plan ahead and I pre-schedule email messages that convey important pieces of information. For example, if the best time for a team member to receive a message is on a Wednesday morning, I'll simply pre-schedule that message. The principle can be applied to all aspects of communication within a remote project team. Everyone's context is different. So take a moment and be intentional about communication. Think first, what is the most effective way to communicate? The next thing I've learned is trust. Now, trust is the currency of remote project teams. When we can't physically see our team members working, it is natural to feel a sense of uncertainty. Although it is natural to feel a sense of uncertainty about team members we don't see, successful teams have learned to handle this pretty well. So take a look at the communication that goes on between team members. There are a number of telltale signs when trust is lacking. So what I've noticed, the biggest telltale sign is an us versus them divide in project communication. So look out for phrases like, we think this is wrong and they need to fix it. Or phrases like, we have done our part, now they need to do theirs. Now, what can we do about this? How can we build trust? For one, it is the leader's responsibility to model trust. As leaders, we can choose to be reliable, accountable, and supportive. As leaders, we need to be trustworthy ourselves. So in addition to being trustworthy, we can provide autonomy and empower team members to make decisions. As leaders, it can be hard to let go and provide the space and support for team members to make decisions. Yet, what I've learned that this is particularly important when working with remote project teams. Belonging. Another lesson I've learned is the importance of fostering a sense of belonging within a remote project team. So I recall hosting a virtual team building session. The session started with an icebreaker game that had everyone in the team share something unique about themselves. It was a fun session. Now, beyond the fun, it was fun, but beyond the fun, it created a baseline sense of belonging within the team. And yes, we were still a new team figuring each other out. Yes, we still had misunderstandings, yet there was a basic sense of belonging. that everyone could leverage when navigating difficult challenges. So, to conclude, leading remote project teams requires a different approach to in-person leadership. So we need to prioritize effective communication, build trust, and foster a sense of belonging. Remote project teams and remote teams in general are the way of the future. For teams and individuals to thrive, we need to learn and continue learning how to lead remote teams. Remember, as the world of work evolves, our approach to leadership must evolve as well. We can all embrace the change of more remote work. We can all learn to effectively guide and inspire teams regardless of physical distance.